I mean, one thing that stood out to me already, I mean, we were lucky enough to play a game or so this yesterday, and watching some of the gameplay as well is like, it's interesting to me, like, the grenade play. Like, in Halo, it's like, you're used to having the 2 grenades, finding them on a body, and you can kind of, every fight you go into, you're using that grenade as like an initial, you know, get the big damage and then follow up. On this, you've got to be so careful about when you use your grenade. Are you going to save it to try and like deny someone moving through a choke a little bit later on to buy time? Right. Are you going to try and wait for a trade stick? Are you going to try and group someone, flush someone out? It really does change like how the most basic principles of a combat loop of Halo with a grenade is completely different now.
Well, it's like I talk about playstyles and like how everybody, like I said, finds their niches. I spent like a couple of games throughout the testing of this only buying grenades, and I was like, yeah, I'm actually like, it was probably the highest skill game I ever had, and I was like, it's because nobody else on the map is really spending their money on grenades, and I'm now like given this opportunity, like you're saying.
Well, talk us through the map a little bit here as well, because my understanding is design-wise, a little bit of a spiritual successor to the Halo 3 pit that we know and love when you look at the aesthetic. But talk us through, you have an A site, we have a B site, we have mid as well. I mean, talk us through it a little bit.
Yeah, you got 3 lanes, one leading towards, from each spawn you have 3 lanes basically. One will take you to mid, one will lead you to A, one will lead you to B, but there's also sub-routes throughout the map that allow you to cross over and maybe sneak through gaps of where the defense is playing. Looks like we're jumping into it.
It looks like we are indeed. This is the world exclusive. This is the first time we're going to see this in our show match, and I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of gassed for this. Like, this is the first time we're going to see some of the best in the world playing this.
Man.
We love S&D. We love S&D, and we're going to get to see it here. So you can see the buy menu. You can see the credits available as well. Only grenades available. Plasma grenades.
You see a couple
Frosty's already, I can already see that Frosty's been in your ear. Yeah,
you can see the repulse, the grenades are purchased. A couple of them bought thrust, and thrust is honestly something we don't traditionally purchase a ton of throughout our testing. So interested to see how that can be played off by the highest level players.
All right, here we go, baby. World premiere. Seek and deploy extraction for the first time ever in Halo Infinite with, we'll say, all-star rosters underway. First engagement taking place, and right away, formal starting that extraction.
In the meantime, though, you do see the Eagle team is going to have taken the points in the middle of the map, so they have opted to just play retake here.
So it's retake going to be in. 2 players in the pit at the moment, and this is an area that when we were talking through some of the gameplay, whereas we were saying it's such an annoying place to try and flush people out, but the first pick is going to go down to Legend, which means the Eagle team are going to have a man advantage here.
And do they regen?
No,
no regenning.
Yeah, that's it. Just 1 life.
Well, I mean, like if they lose health, do they regen their health?
Yes,
oh, sorry,
yes,
yeah.
Shields will respawn. A regen.
Yeah, kind of same shield system. All 4 dead.
Clean retake.
Wow.
Clean retake.
They'll get it.
Mistake I'm already seeing out of the boys here is you saw Frosty playing mid with that repulse frag, but you saw also Formal and another player, I think it was Legend, playing in that back pit area, we call it. You never want to be that split up. You have to be able to trade out the damage there. Like, Frosty does good initial damage to 2 players, but the rest of his team is hiding in the pit. You have to be playing on top of each other to be able to trade out that damage and not get caught off by yourself.
One thing to talk about as well is like how important the comms are in the buy phase, right? Because the last thing you want to be doing is doubling up on a sniper rifle, for example, or everybody buying the same thing. You've got to coordinate so that everybody is getting the most value out of the equipment and weapons they're playing.
There's nothing worse than the, oh no. Yeah. and like, you see 3 of your teammates have snipes. I'm like, all right, well, this is a must-win round.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, got to say, all 4 players on the red side getting a kill in that round. Pretty impressive. You don't really see that early engagement here coming with this mid push.
Yeah, we're going to fight for the points, they said.
Going to be 2 dead either side at the moment. 1v1 in the middle of the map. Oh, it's a Bulldog in play from Renegade. But it is going to be an answer back, as to say we're tied up at 1-1. Fascinating that both teams decided to just headbutt mid-hit. Very anti-S&D.
I mean, dude, we've watched a lot of rounds in preparation for this. That was the fastest round I have seen to date.
But I guarantee you there's a conversation on probably both sides saying there's 100-point credits in the middle. I want as much money to be able to buy power weapons and whatnot. Let's go for it. And the fact that both of those teams probably had that same
exact
conversation.
Yeah. You and I were talking, though. It's interesting, right? It's very different from an overshield. At only 100 credits in the middle, it needs to be situational. That's why we're only going to see that at certain points, especially when you get into later stages and later levels of this game. They're not necessarily a must-go for. It's all a strategic push here. Now tied up 1 round piece.
Well, on the defensive side here, we're going to see Last Shot trying to move, and it looks like a little bit of a split of resources. As we say, a lot of the time on this game type that we have seen is more about information, trying to find out where that push is coming in, and then staying alive long enough Extraction's going down. Stella's being a little bit of a nuisance. He's up here, Wes.
Oh!
Can't get the trade, but it's traded out immediately. Great rotate from Lucid there to be able to finish off Stellar's damage. That was either going to be that was a high-risk play by Stellar because he's by himself on site. He tried to go for the stick, but now further action coming in. You can see where the red gun purchase can pay off.
Well, love that from Frosty, right? That's a pretty aggressive and specific angle to take that. It could have been a 1v2, but in the end, knew exactly when to push.
Numbers on the side of Eagle here. Frosty going to get another one as well. No trade there for Legend, and that just leaves Renegade on an island, on his own, but also gives us first potential opportunity for Renegade to do something ridiculous. Not going to happen, though.
Easy wipe there in the end. 4 will fall, and right away, they'll take a look at that. Big answer back here from our blue side as they're able to get their second round on the board. It feels like they're picking things up here pretty quick, Wes.
Frosty goes Stalker's crazy right there after he was hitting those shots. And yeah, in the right hands, those power weapons are going to be so special. I mean, you could think of Shocks, you think of S7s. These guys are going to be putting out a ton of damage when they get to their economy in order. You see 1,200 over there.
I was going to say, we could and should see maybe a snipe in play somewhere at this stage. I imagine you could have seen it earlier potentially on the math, but there you go. We're now going to see some sniping, which obviously changes the dynamic of the gameplay quite a bit in terms of how you need to poke your corners, how you need to check your peaks.
Here's a sniper in the hands of Formal. Let's see what he can do with it then. You get a pick here. If you played any round-based game types or games before, you know how valuable that is. He's going to be watching this angle, this entrance to A.
I know Formal loves the operator in other games. I can imagine that this is going to play pretty similar if he's given an opportunity. It does look like he's going to be having to play retake here. And he's going to be by himself. This is going to be a tricky situation for Formal because the second he gives his location away, I expect him to push him.
One thing that's interesting here is he's checking his corners. That's someone who's played a lot of this, and you were talking to us, Wes, when we were kind of doing a bit of prep for this and saying, like, there's so many little nooks and crannies that you have to play and check, and if you don't, it could be a problem. Sniper's going to go down for the hands of Formal, but Lucid, he's found himself with the skewer in his hands, and he put it to use.
Oh, important kill there. Does not take any damage either.
Sniper skewer. Would love that.
Last shot, last player alive.
Quick.
2 shot. He's just going to go in to try and finish this off. Pulls out the skewer, not going to connect. Last shot will be traded out, but that will be another round on the board. I mean, Wes, talk to me about the power of the skewer, because I know it's one of your favorite weapons.
Man, the skewer is so fun, and the fact that it was removed from competitive in the arena is a shame, but I love the addition that it brings in this map mode specifically.
And now, as you've been hearing in the background, we have a little bit of comms because the comms can get pretty hype here. In this round, we want to get exclusively into a listen and to see how Formal, Trippy, Last Shot, and Frosty get through it here. They've got a tied game 2-2. Let's see if they can get the go-ahead round.
10 seconds.
You're putting our O's, bro.
Yeah.
You know it, right?
Yeah. Multiple sites ready.
You go deep or mid?
Go deep. Go that way. You're by yourself. Why?
Yeah, I get you. I found a fucking hole. Nobody mid?
Close.
They're here,
Right sniping weak. Sniping. Close right. Legend weak. Behind you weak. Right here. Watch out behind you guys. Legend, absolute.
Nice, get him.
Well, we got mid behind me. Mid behind me.
Yo, I'm arming.
Watch behind us.
Yo, I can get a sniper here too.
Yeah.
Site extracting.
Oh, sniping here. Did they have 2 snipers?
Look at him.
No.
Yeah.
My rap.
Yeah, I'm watching. I'm just sitting.
One shot, John.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, on me.
Come to my.
I mean,
John's gonna be sniping to your right, Joey. He's gonna be sniping to your right.
You just play for arm.
Sniping in my ping.
Yo, on me.
Alright, I think they double wrapped you, Joey. Low key.
Yeah, they did fit in.
Sniper's in play here, but it's a 2v3 scenario. Renegade has one, as well as Frosty. So you have someone trying to retake. It's going to be Renegade who's going to be one of those players trying to retake, but Frosty's going to take down Lucid. He might take down Renegade as well. Trippy will beat him to it. And Trippy coming out of that round with a few kills himself.
You could tell just based off the communication, Frosty was shocked to see 2 snipers on the other side.
They got 2 snipes?
Oh no, that could have gone ugly if he had given that pick away, not expecting another snipe to be rotating there. But that was a heavy buy round from the Eagle team, and they still went down.
Yeah.
Tough losses there. It always feels bad to purchase an expensive item and then not get a kill with it. That's a feels bad moment.
Big indeed. Frosty now starting to take the lead in that KD category. 5-3 for him. On the other side, it's Lucid, who's 5-4. And with that round, yeah, a little repulse stick combo. We figured, I know you guys have been seeing a lot of that, especially due to the cost of it, right? It's a pretty cheap way. I think the way that you explained it, the way you can hold chokes, the way you can also be aggro with, is pretty valuable.
Yeah, I like it on defense a lot. Offense is going to be interesting to see how Lucid tries to play this. Hope we stay on board with him as they take the credits in the mid And then approach, they spot everybody here. This is going to be
There it is.
There it is.
Okay.
There you go.
He knew exactly how this round was going to go. He looked at his crystal ball and knew exactly what was going to take place. There's going to be 2 dead on the Cobra side here. It's a 4v2. Defensive stand they're going to have to make. Last shot finds 1, but the heat wave will be enough. And now we are tied up at 3-3. This is back and forth. We're getting into it.
Might have been G8 for a bit, but Lucic is still 2-tap there. Puts the heat wave to use. You can see a smile on his face as well. He hasn't forgotten how to use the weapon, and just like that.
Might need to start picking it back
I
up.
was going to say, exactly as we had hoped, we are tied to 3-3. If you're just joining us here, this is a sneak pro preview of S&D Extraction coming to Halo Infinite. By the way, this summer, we can confirm, and lots to look forward to with this mode, of course, but the first ever time we're seeing this map and the mode debuted here at the Kaysan Invitational. We're tied up 3-3. It's first to 6 rounds wins.
And if you're enjoying what you're seeing here and you want to get your hands on it, it will be playable at the Optic Major that's coming up as well. So make sure you get down to Arlington, Texas if you want to play a little bit of S&D Extraction. You want to get your hands on the game mode and have some fun yourselves. At the moment, one thing that's really standing out to me is the amount of smiles I'm seeing on players' faces.
Yeah.
Everyone is having a good time right now.
You can tell both offensive sides are playing for the points.
I think he's close, bro. I think he's close.
They're demanding mid-control. Renegade's going to have the shock rifle here. He's going to be forced to try and hit the shot.
Lucic with the Stalker as well. Everything's slowing down a bit, right? At 3-3, things are getting a bit dicey here. First kills do come in. 2 dead here for the blue team.
Oh, no. This is actually going to back down perfectly right here to at least get Frosty overextended, and it is going to get traded out.
Former last player alive. Taken down.
We're seeing shockwaves, we're seeing bulldogs. Everybody's got their hands on the short range weapons again and going, do you know what? I kind of miss these. These feel good. They're still doing some work.
Everybody had a power weapon. The Stalkers, Shocks, Bulldogs, those Frosty just with that thrust that actually tried to make the play the most up there, being aggressive. So
yeah, just like that. See Eagle bounce back. Red team, Legend, Renegade, Stellar, and Lucid, they will take the lead 4-3. And now able to see if they can get it. If they do get this round, of course, they will only be 1 round away from closing it out.
10 seconds.
chances we get a round 11 in the first?
Hey.
Could happen.
Oh, wait.
They're going back and forth.
See who's got the
I was going
ice.
to say, right now we're on pace to hit it. We got to jinx, counter jinx that in the spirit of
We've learned
Royal
that
2.
from Royal 2 a little bit earlier.
He earlier told us if we jinx something on cam, got to immediately counter jinx.
He's a superstitious kid.
It's worked for him so far, dude. I don't know. I'm about to pick up every superstition he's got.
So it looks like it'll be,
I think they're A.
I was going to say, a little a wrap towards A here.
It's a big wrap.
This is the all hell.
No.
no.
I meant B. I said B. My mic didn't work. One of those.
That's the risk of grouping up and all hitting one lane.
Hey, let's go B. Let's go B.
Still got 48 seconds, though. There's a minute on the clock once the site is originally extracted.
What are the comms on the other side? You're like, what is going on?
What the hell are they? Are they playing?
You know what's funny? On the rotation time, they could have checked every corner and still not found him. Here we go. Engagement starting up. Frosty, early damage.
So important that Legend stayed alive in that situation. He got the info, stayed alive, escaped, has that Bulldog, now comes back out with that Bulldog and finds 2. So Legend takes over this round.
Wow.
That's going to be a clean round from the Cobra side.
Clinical.
That's impressive.
That's 2
impressive
rounds
stuff.
in a row.
2
Legend
rounds.
just said, you know what, I'll just do
Finding
it with the
the flow.
Bulldog.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to, obviously, you know, there's ways, if you look at the map, of course, everyone's seeing it for the first time. These pro players are playing it for the first time as well. But when you're around mid, Wes, you know it better than anyone else, there's some places where that Bulldog can get pretty gnarly, and it can certainly show both its bark and its bite. And with that win, we now have Red Team only 1 round away from taking the world premiere of S&D Extraction.
Lucid back to the repulse stick combo.
All right, one more round. Good.
You heard it. You just
One
heard
more
it.
round.
Match
One more
point.
round.
Where are we going?
Trippy buying a snipe on the offensive side. This will be fun to watch.
Going towards B by the looks of things. They want to try and get the extract over at the B site. Trippy's going to try and get that pick, look over his teammates as they move in towards site. Looks like a little bit of a split on the defensive side. Lucy's going to try and get some info. It looks like he has got that info and backed away smartly.
I love how, yeah, that's perfect defense right now from Lucid. You're just waiting for reinforcements to get here. But Lashot's somewhere on the map, able to get that first pick.
He's like, hey, this Bulldog works pretty well.
It works extremely well. He just found 2. Stella finally going to take him down, but we find ourselves in a 2v2, so the numbers get evened up very, very quickly. Formal finds another one. He's got the thrust to work with as well. Oh, he actually
with the
grapples
harpoon?
him. But Frosty's going to close it out, and we find ourselves continuing onward here. 5-4. The round 11 is still beckoning in its way towards us.
Come on, baby!
Big win. Backs against the walls. Opportunity maybe for us to go to 5-5. We'll have to see. All right, watch. There's going to be some key buys here to see exactly how this plays out.
Yeah, you have to think the Cobra team just spent all their money because they were on the brink of elimination. It was match point. You can't use it when the game's over. So interested to see. Eagle team will probably have a much more powerful buy here, but we'll be interested to see kind of what can you scrape up if you're Team Cobra. You got a couple of kills. You get the 300 credits for every round. Can you make something happen with maybe a bulldog or a repulse stick or something?
So here we go then. Are we going to see the round 11, or is it going to be the Eagle team who close out here in our S&D Extraction Pro Preview here at the Kaysan Showdown? We're going to see Renegade sliding in. It's Bulldog versus Bulldog, and Formal's going to lose that one.
That's a Bulldog teammate battle. In the end, it's a big, big win coming in. Formal's the first to fall. Frosty as well. 4v2 here for the round and the entire game.
It's going to be
Renegade's got to check his corner. Renegade didn't check his corner.
All right, 2v3.
Kaysan call for the retake. He might be right. He's onto something.
Trippy gets one,
It's a 2v2. It's a 2v2.
And the last two push spawn, I think.
Lasha gets info. Stella's going to be challenging.
Oh
Oh
my,
my goodness. What a turnaround
2v1.
this has been. From a 2v4 to a 2v1. It's a 1v1. Trippy versus Legend.
For the game.
Trippy's got a Bulldog and a Bandit.
Plenty of time.
He's going to get
Oh,
there. They're
it's a
going to get the trade.
What happens in a trade?
That's going to
Wait, who
favor
planned
the
it?
team that planned it. Oh!
Yeah. That was almost a breakdown right there.
my.
That would have been a horrible way to throw things away, but it is going to be the end of things here. We're going to see 1-2 finally win it, 6-4. I mean, let's talk me through what you're taking away from that.
Yeah, just as that round ends, I want to start by saying if the offense has not planted or extracted the original device, and a trade is the end result, the defense wins.
Okay.
But the second
Makes
that the
sense.
device is planted,
Yeah.
That
then
device
the
is still
offense
planted.
will win.
Sure.
I mean, Kaysan,
Wow.
let's talk about a little bit of what we've seen there. You know, you're a bit of an S&D aficionado. You love your S&Ds.
I wouldn't say that, but I do love S&D.
I'm trying to be kind.
I'm
Come
not
on.
good,
Okay.
but you know, I do enjoy it.
You enjoy it. What are you taking away from that?
It looks fun. It looks. I mean, listen. I think S&D always performs great in any game you play. You know, one life. You know what I mean. You never really know what's gonna happen, and it kind of gives you like that. It makes you a little nervous, and
It's
it
like
kind of makes
high-stakes
everything
Halo.
super exciting.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
high stakes. You never really know. Comms are probably gonna be super important. I mean, I think it's great. It looks super fun. It looks super cool. So I'm excited to play it.